Relentless Nation in the house. What's cracking, everybody? Principal T-Mac here with another reflection of today's day on this beautiful Wednesday. It was an amazing one, as it is each and every day, as we are gifted with each and every breath that we take, that we can make it very, very intentional. And so, today, at the end of the day, I had an IEP, speech IEP. And we're wrapping that up right there with, the family, and we have the teacher, the speech pathologist, and all that. And so we're kind of done, and now we're kind of like chopping it up and chatting. And I forget actually how this even got brought up, but like my speech impediment actually got brought up. And the speech pathologist was like, hey, I've always actually been wanting to ask you more about that, because I know that you kind of talk about it with the kids, but I've never asked you about it. And so I talked about how it sucked going to school, because I absolutely was terrified of reading out loud, and I was just extremely embarrassed about my stuttering, and I really had a stammer, or like a block, and so it would be extremely difficult just to even get out one word. I would just kind of repeat the word, or it would just stammer and just block right there, and I would get like headaches because I'm like trying to like bust out a word, and it was almost like it was like stuck in my throat or something. So it's pretty crazy right there. And so I was sharing with them though how when I graduate, and I had speech when I was in elementary and middle school, and they kind of exited me, of course, but I was still stuttering. And so when I had to choose, after going to high school, okay, I was going to go to college now. And, the major I chose was accounting. And I chose accounting because I knew that I was going to be in a cubicle and I didn't have to talk to many people. And at that time, I made a decision out of fear, not based out of what was deep down inside of my soul and what was I created to do. And I shared it with the family and the teacher and everybody there at today's IEP meeting about this crazy vision I had. I've only had this one time in my life. It felt so real and vivid. Basically, I saw myself in this extremely luxurious home. It's like this awesome neighborhood, like $1 million houses, right? And I found myself in the kitchen, kind of like leaning over and just kind of like looking down. And so, but in the third person, I was looking at myself. And so looking at myself as I was there, I looked very depressed. I said out loud, man, why am I so depressed? And this voice said next to me, you were an amazing accountant and you made lots of money, but you did not do what you were called to do. And it ended. That was it. It was so vivid. It was, I just feeling the emotion all around me and the deep voice. It was crazy right there. And after that, it wasn't like I got a voice like, okay, now you will go into education. It wasn't like that at all. But I knew in my heart, I really didn't want to be an accountant. I was going to class bored, man, this sucks right here, right? And I actually didn't even know what I wanted to do. But over the next year, I learned that, man, I was really, really, excited to work with kids. And then when I had to come to that decision of, man, if I'm going to really work with kids, I have to come out of the shell of stuttering and be okay with it. And so when I decided to get my math degree so that I can actually be a teacher, that was the moment that I started to break out of that box. And what I was doing was I was putting myself purposely in a situation where I did not feel comfortable. It was out of my comfort zone. But that's what broke me out. And that's why I'm able to live my life with so much passion and zeal, because I'm doing what I'm created to do. What makes me come alive? I could be stuck in a cubicle right now because I looked at my disability of stuttering, and that could have been the reason why that I just lived a mediocre life and just did whatever. And so if there's anything right now in your life that you are making a decision based off of a disability, based off of a fear, based off of some kind of box that you're in right now, you can break out of it. At that time, man, I didn't think that I really could, but you know what? I knew that if I didn't, my life would be mediocre and I would not love life. Now, I love it. There are days where I speak fine and it flows through. And there are other days that I wake up, I'm not sure what it is, but I'm stuttering all the time and it's just hard. And I'm like, man, like what is going on today? But it's part of the roller coaster. And I've done a lot of research on it, tactics and all that. But here is the most important thing. Whether I stutter or not, here's what's most important. Don't miss this. I am living my best life right now, every day. And that is in spite of my stuttering. I've learned to embrace it. I've learned to live my life regardless if that is happening in my life or not. And now I can live confidently. Isn't that awesome right there? I wonder if you can do the same thing. Actually, I don't wonder. I know you can. What is it in your life that you started to believe that you could not move on, or I'm not good enough there, or I have that in my way, that's a roadblock? One small thing at a time is get out of your comfort zone. Face it head on and do something where it gets you out of your comfort zone. And by doing that over and over again, you're going to get better. And I do believe that that's why my speech has drastically increased, because I made myself do public speaking every day. Even though when I first started, dude, I hated it. Now, man, I mean, like today I did 6 assemblies for our awards assembly, and I don't even bat an eye anymore. I don't even think about it. I may even still stutter up there, but I'm no longer I'm having all that pressure on me. Why? Because I put myself in that situation to do it over and over again. All right, guys. Just a word of encouragement right there for all of you, so that you can live your life with passion, live it with zeal, live an amazing legacy, because there is no other way to really live. There's no other way to really live, guys, and you can do it because you are uniquely and beautifully created. All right, y'all, that's all I got for you guys tonight. Yes, I went over my 5 minutes, but that's all good. Peace out. Woo. There it is.